Aim for the moon and land among the stars. But too often we set our aim and it's more like a wish or an I want, and less like a real goal. Knowing what it is that you're aiming for is critical when it comes to actually hitting your target, and the slightest misstep can be cataclysmic. Our moon is over 2,000 miles in diameter, and if a rocket were to vary in 1 single degree off target, the rocket would miss by over 1,900 miles. That's a whole extra moon away. It's great to be so full of excitement and readiness to begin your next venture. But be sure to look before you leap. Before you push yourself to move faster, ask, why are you doing this? What are the outcomes of my actions? And if those answers do not align with the thing you're pursuing, then all you're doing is arriving faster to the wrong location. Imagine this scenario. Your number one goal is to get the ball up the hill. You feel exhausted, going at it for days, pushing this ball up the hill until finally you reach the summit, just to find out you never even really liked this ball, and the view was 10 times better from your friend's Instagram post. But don't think that you're a failure or that all this was for nothing. In this process, pushing the ball, we have learned what I think to be some of the most useful knowledge there is to gain, and that's discovering what not to do. If we see life as a series of small hills that we must summit, race through them as quickly as possible. These are like the little thrusters on a rocket to correct the course. As you sample all these hills and trying different ways of getting to the top, you're learning the ways to and not to. Reframe your perspective. It isn't failure when something doesn't work out the way you desire. Instead, see it as an answer to the many questions you had on whether or not you are working in the right what, why, and how. If climbing hills is not your jam, maybe you'll decide to do something else entirely. But if you're like me and searching for what your thing is, just make sure you're having fun. Because if you don't absolutely love it, it's likely not worth pursuing. When it comes to writing the scripts for these videos, sometimes it feels really boring. But when I think about a few of my friends who've encouraged me to create and to see the word count growing after minutes turn to hours of writing, rewriting, doing some tweaking, a few extra edits, making sure I say what I mean and I mean what I say. It's really easy to turn something scripted into lifeless dribble, though typically I have to force myself into that process. And after 10 minutes or so, I find myself enter that flow state, and before I know it, I've passed my word goal and feeling unstoppable. Having fun is critical to sticking to whatever it is that you want to do. So have fun first, then later figure out how you can make fun fund your life. As you go along climbing your many hills in search of the thing you want the most, think of the skills you've gained along the way just by trying. Being well-rounded is a skill of its own. A jack of all trades, but a master of none, is better than being a master of one. A new phrase I recently heard about life is that you should never multiply by zero. I took a lot of time thinking this over and realized how many times I was able to avoid a total waste of my time, money, and energy because I was focused in on adding to my goals, allowing minor setbacks to subtract, but never making a move that would completely send me under. This is where your journeys over your many hills pays off, because when life hands you a series of decisions, you immediately know which options to rule out entirely. It opens the choice to the most optimal answer, and it becomes obvious. Just note, it is always better to have one than to have nothing. Do something small every day, and you'll be surprised by how much you can do. I never believed that I would actually be running a YouTube channel. Whether there are 5 of you watching or 5 million, I will remain the same level of consistency and discipline to accomplish the task at hand. Because the day I stop and I do 0 is the day that it makes it easier to stop altogether. Making these videos are a lot of work, and I'm earning negative money by making them. But for now, I'm having fun. For now, I will do the thing. I would love to hear what things you guys are trying.